Whoa, sir, we don't allow weapons inside the event, or you're gonna need...
Gladiator.
Oh, yeah, let me... Yeah, it does say here that you are a gladiator. What level are you?
What?
Hi everyone, welcome to Game Gorgon. My name is Krug.
And I'm Inigo. And today we're going to be talking about two themes that we haven't talked about yet from the pack world, which is the Gladiator and the Roboticist. Gladiator is a bard fighter.
Yeah.
And the Roboticist is the mechanic who is specifically wants a drone.
We're gonna specifically not make fun of the artificer in D&D when we're talking about the Roboticist, because those two things aren't related in any way thematically. As a gladiator, you're gonna get +1 to con, which makes sense because you probably get beat up a lot. You're a fit individual.
Humanoid.
Maybe even not that, actually. Your theme knowledge at level 1 is going to allow you to reduce the DC of checks to recall things about gladiatorial combat, entertainment combat, like, you know, faking a punch and like pulling a blow.
It says entertainment combat, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's like WWE where it's fake fighting.
Sure,
it could be actual combat fighting. You open up your attacks so that more people can see,
right.
Or it also talks about fighting styles specifically. So if there's like, you want to know, oh, how does this person...
This is like Krav Maga.
Yeah, kind of. Like,
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. And it kind of could give you a good advantage in a different situation where it's just like, they're a soldier.
Yeah.
Or they're, an operative.
Or flip side of that coin, they have no idea what they're doing. Maybe you can tell like, oh, this isn't a style. This is just somebody flailing and trying to like land a punch.
Yeah. Intimidation is also going to be your class skill, and if you already have that skill, then it's going to give you a +1. They go towards intimidation because the other theme abilities that you get.
Ooh, let's look at those.
At 6th level, you're going to get Famous Fighter, which is going to have other people have a DC 15 check to recognize you in public, and a DC 25 check if you're outside of maybe your outfit or your like the area that you're normally going to be in.
If it would make less sense for people.
Exactly.
To
Basically, you know, if you're a gladiatorial fighter and you're in a subway.
Additionally, if you spend twice as much time using Intimidate to bully a creature, and you succeed at the end of the effects of the bullying. That sounded very sad. When that wears off, instead of becoming unfriendly towards you, they become indifferent to you. And that's just kind of representing the like, oh, that's like who this person is. This person's known for this. Like maybe it's not, they're not targeting me. This is just like how they behave. At least that's how I'm justifying it in my head. Because I can't imagine like The Rock coming up to me and being like, you're a huge dick, and beating me up and taking my wallet and me being like, well, that was just The Rock.
I mean, if he came up to you and said, make me a sandwich, jabroni, and I'd be like, all right, that's The Rock. That's just how he does. And then I would do that and like, just don't people's elbow me.
I just want to say this because The Rock does have an online presence.
And he super watches this show.
He super watches this show. If The Rock is watching this specific episode, we know that you're a cool person.
I would make you a sandwich because I am a jabroni.
I'd make you a sandwich just so I could tell the story. Also, this is pretty hilarious. At the GM's discretion, a diehard fan's attitude towards you might be worsened to friendly, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
that's such a problem in society that's highlighted so perfectly through this level. You didn't notice the cup holders move.
If they're paying attention to the cup holders, we've got way bigger issues. At level 12, you're going to get part of the outfit, which I love this. So
yeah, you just get like a pair of pants, right? And it becomes part of your outfit?
No. It's actually glasses and a hat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
cool. That's not what you...
If your armor looks presentable, so it's not like stained in blood and bile and just gross, right? It at least like looks good. You can go into a formal event wearing your armor, and it's just completely just expected. So it's
you
like
don't
if you're
have
a
to
soldier,
like go into the back and steal it and then do the subterfuge. You literally walk in with the weapons.
Yeah. You can also hide 2 light bulk weapons or 1 larger weapon, and just kind of like make it like, oh, this is just a part of my outfit.
Is it hide?
1 larger melee weapon on your body.
Though you do not conceal the weapon so much as convince others to accept you're carrying it without any objection.
Yeah,
so
it's like
it's
hide.
not concealed.
No.
It's out in the open. It's just people are like, yes, that is okay.
You are going to have to make an intimidation check for this. Since it's kind of part of the theme knowledge in the very beginning, it makes sense to kind of push the intimidation.
You can also use your profession.
Yeah, profession gladiator. Yeah, I love the idea behind this.
Yeah.
I love that, like, just a warrior's walking in and just like, yo, yeah, no, this is my thing. And then just like whipping his sword out. Just like,
can also be useful in the sense of like an operative that's actually doing subterfuge, except for it's not an operative's like approach to it. It's literally like, oh yeah, I'm an operative, but like my weapon's here. Like you can see everything. I don't understand why you think I'm doing something shady, and then you do something shady.
You expect Boba Fett to show up to the party wearing the Boba Fett outfit, right? Like that's just what you expect.
That's what Boba Fett's always wearing.
Exactly, and
he's not gonna do anything.
Yeah,
the jetpack's probably empty.
Yeah,
it's not empty.
Yeah.
At level 18, you're gonna get crowd favorite. This is a pretty simple way to gain a resolve point. If you kill something, if you deal the final blow to a significant enemy, and you have an audience, you get a resolve point.
And now it can't be the enemy.
It can't be an enemy.
Yep.
It can't be another enemy.
Yeah.
It can be a ticket-holding fan. It can be just a bystander. It just has to be somebody that's not involved in the combat.
It doesn't specifically say, but I would also say your party doesn't count.
Yeah, I would say unless they are specifically removed from the combat. If your party's in the stands and you're fighting something, that counts.
Yeah,
if they're not intervening, if they're literally just watching and not participating, I think that would count.
The other kicker to this is if there are 20 or more people watching, you gain 2 resolve points.
Which is awesome. Now, note this is just the first time every day, so you can't hoard it if you know sometime later in the day you're going to be in a situation where you'll have that many spectators. Now, you can just not take the killing blow. Just give it to somebody else. Just keep that in mind, that this triggers automatically. You can't choose when it happens.
Yeah.
I think this is really good. I really like crowd favorite. I really like part of the outfit. Crowd favorite's like really easy and flavorful. Part of the outfit is very useful in my opinion and very flavorful. The intimidation and the theme knowledge stuff it fits really well. It's pretty globally useful, I'd say. Maybe the theme knowledge, like the DC reduction, isn't the most useful thing in the world, but it's definitely not the least out of the stuff.
It's also theme knowledge, which I feel that in the theme knowledge, the things that you really gain is the +1 to whatever stat, and the skill reduction is just like...
Yeah. If I were to build a character from scratch, I wouldn't rely on this theme to be a part of my operative, but if we were starting at level 12 or over, or very close to level 12, I'd be like, yeah, that's super valuable.
I would say soldier over operative, and the only reason I would say that is because of the level 6, which is you get noticed more frequently. I think that would be very harmful if you're trying to be that kind of snaky, trying to get around.
Yeah, but I think this is like specifically picking for an operative that is doing plain sight subterfuge. You know, they aren't relying on stealth.
Cool. I'm wearing heavy armor, which means when I'm in a situation, I don't have to spend the hour getting into it. You know, I can just walk in with it and it's not a big deal. I've got my weapon. I don't need to worry about actually hiding it.
That is a huge problem with heavy armor wearers, is that if you are put in a situation where you can't wear your armor, you are much less effective.
I think there's like a heavy difference between like the fun aspect of it with operatives 100% there. I'm thinking mid-max wise, I think soldier is 100% like the way to go between the two. Why don't you let us know though? Head down in the comments. This is the mid-show comment poke. Next, we're going to be talking about the Roboticist. You're going to get a +1 to intelligence because... Robots in disguise. Your first level theme knowledge is actually going to give you a DC engineering check to identify creatures of technology by 5. It's going to reduce it.
That's pretty good if you ever run into that.
This is such a very, very hyper specific theme. It's kind of rough. Mind you, computers is going to be a skill for you, a class skill. If it's already a skill for you, it's +1.
At 6th level, you're going to get Crafting Savant. This is going to effectively allow you to use your level +1 when calculating the level of item that you are capable of crafting. You are 1 level smarter than you should be.
Yeah, it's very, very hyper-specific. You have to be that crafter, that person that wants to even create new technology or create new things.
But I think if this is the character that you want to pursue, you're going to be doing that a lot.
If this doesn't count for any sort of technology hybrid with magics or anything like that.
This is strictly technology.
Strictly technology. So that's, again, it kind of narrows the scope of it down.
This theme's all about building. If that's not something you're interested in, this is going to be pointless. If it is, this is fucking great. Either of us never picked this.
No.
Because we hate crafting.
I don't hate the idea of crafting.
Yeah, we hate the way that crafting is implemented.
In like 99% of games.
I can't think of a single one where I like it. So I'm going to say 100 for me.
Go back to D&D 3.5, where you actually have to give up experience points to craft items.
Hey, that makes absolutely 0 sense. I'm going to do something that makes me more knowledgeable because by doing it and maybe failing a little bit in the process of doing it, I'm going to learn and then I'm going to lose experience. Cool. Good job, 3.5.
Yeah. At level 12, you're going to get Technical Knack. Once per day, you can cast Make Whole on technology items. Specifically, only...
Yeah, no hybrids.
No hybrids, nothing magical.
But you can do, like, strictly technological constructs.
Yes.
I would like to point out that this is Make Whole, W-H-O-L-E, not Make H-O-L-E Whole.
Yeah, you
because
don't...
that's a different thing. You're not punching a hole through a display.
You're also going to reduce the time it takes you to repair a starship from 5 hours down to 2.
That is less.
That's cool. I like that. The problem with the 5 hour to 2 hour thing is that your group has to play with that kind of like timeline. I'm gonna spend the next 5 hours repairing this, and the rest of the group says cool, and then that's like time skip 5 hours. Or are you going to have your players as a GM go, okay, it's going to take 5 hours to repair this. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, and then randomly rolling stuff. Like,
if your GM's the kind of GM that calculates your consequences based on the amount of time you spend doing something, like rolling for random encounters, this is very helpful.
Yeah.
If your GM is not that kind of GM, this is substantially less helpful. I'd say down to no, not helpful at all.
I feel, and I could be super wrong, I feel that most GMs don't, unless it's a very specific situation.
I mean, anecdotally, I'd agree with you.
Yeah, I might add it to them once they've hit level 12 and just be like, okay. But I feel that also might be a little jippy. From level 1 to 11, you just said you're just going to time skip 5 hours, but now that it's reduced to 2 hours, now we're going to roll for encounters.
You have to, as a GM, recognize that this is something that your player is going to need to see value from, and then put it in at level 1, even if you don't get to level 12.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's rough. At level 18, you're gonna get a hot mess of a feature. I have to read it, honestly I do. Up to twice per day after you spend at least 10 minutes studying a previously undiscovered piece of technology with an item level within 5 levels of your character level, or the wreckage of a significant enemy technical construct, you regain 1 resolve point. That's rough as shit. That reminds me of the one where you have to like document new flora or fauna for 10 minutes. Even in that feature, it's written that even if you're on a planet that's discovered and populated and it seems like everything has been discovered and you're good, if you search for X amount of time, it's like 1d4 hours or something like that.
I don't remember.
You can probably find something. And it's written, in my opinion, specifically to give characters a break, to give players a break.
I think that this is a little too narrow. I feel that the Gladiators one was just like, cool, kill people in front of other people. That's your thing. And for me, mid-maxing wise, it's only for the mechanic.
Yeah. That's pretty obvious.
I mean, you could kind of sort of just be like, the Technomancer, but like, I don't know.
I'm going to say no.
I'm not a huge fan of it. But what do you guys think? Why don't you head down the comments and let us know what you think of the Roboticist and the Gladiator. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, but don't hit the bell icon. Go over to Twitter and talk to us there. You can talk to me on Twitter at IndigoQT.
And you can talk to me on Twitter at QueueQT, or you can talk to both of us at all these social media things down here. We've been working. We'll see you next time.